Alrighty, here, going into this game for the Inhouses, take 2 at the lobby. This time we are indeed on the central server rather than the western server. And for the blue team, we have Unaverted playing Falstad, Ozymandias, aka Liam, aka Vespertine, on Malthael, Hebi playing Malfurion, Porky on Jaina, and Nintorii for a second time here on the stream on the Arthas. Gotfilth for the red team is on Samuro, HoTcHo is on Johanna, Tempest on Greymane, WearyDay on Lúcio, and rounding it out for the 10 players here tonight, Legacy already spreading that creep on Zagara. I think that would be a good thing, Chestnut. My father needs injection-grade alcohol. There's none? I'm sorry to hear that, Zaf. That's awful. Ooh, Ozymandias already getting jumped on the rotation. Red team deciding they'd interfere with it right out of the gate rather than heading straight to the bottom lane. And a well played from Liam, getting his respect in the chat there. Unaverted, recognizing that he has to pick up the slack for the Mist Soak, heads over to the top lane to get it, and nintorii similarly is going to catch mid lane. No Mist Soak, it looks like, yet for the blue team, only falling slightly behind as a result of that level 1 kill. WearyDay and nintorii duking it out a bit in bot lane, and Legacy has not left yet, continuing to stay hunkered down in that bottom lane. Creep absolutely everywhere, loving that movement speed increase. Both teams on their Sapper Camp immediately, and that's really something that you should be doing in your Storm League games as well. This Sapper Camp is meant to be taken early and often. That's the key to victory on this map, is control of the bottom lane and the experience gains that you get from those Sapper Camps. Mid lane gank from the red team onto Porky's. Jaina dropping rather low, but red team not enough tools to quite finish them off, as Unaverted seeks to discourage them from continuing. Bit of trading back and forth from Ozymandias and Gotfilth. Gotfilth pushing the lane in, looking maybe for a start on the Sapper Camp. Hold on, red team duking it out in the bot lane. nintorii caught back. Looks like an aggressive soundwave from WearyDay, possibly instrumental in securing that kill. Red team now with their sappers, blue team's already having gone down. This is going to be significant siege damage from the red team starting this game off. Unaverted with a flight down to bottom lane, leaving from the mid lane here. HoTcHo trading damage back and forth, and almost the entirety of the blue side gate is down. Unaverted continuing to step forward here, and a crit Cone of Cold from Porky going to finish Zagara off. WearyDay warding off the rotations from the blue team, and now it is 1-2 with the kills in favor of the red side. Entangling roots looking to cut off Johanna. Ironskin not lasting just quite long enough to ensure HoTcHo wouldn't get rooted. He's now going to be significantly chunked going into this next objective, so much in fact that he's going to look to Hearthstone, just reset his health entirely before this, ensuring virtually that the blue team will get the bottom capture, going slightly ahead to start off this game in terms of core damage. Rather than cap their own, the red team, specifically Legacy, actually looking to interrupt Liam's cap on the top left shrine. Recognizing that bot was just pretty much gone, instead they decided to make it a very aggressive play for the top left. Ozymandias taking a bit of damage, slipping right on through for that interrupt, buying his team enough time to get over here. nintorii with the root on to Legacy, continuing the chase forward. WearyDay trying to interfere, push off Soundwave, slowing nintorii. Good peel. Legacy making it out wounded but alive. Gotfilth continuing the soak in the mid lane here. And Unaverted very low, flying from bottom toward the top left, but it's already capped by the time he gets there, and now the blue team is ahead 1 capture, 36-32 in the health of these 2 cores. Red team with a strong presence in the bot lane. Very, very aggressive move from the blue team, stepping forward. Legacy rooted just at the edge, drops once again to Porky's Jaina twice here in the first 4 minutes, and now already a snap invade from the blue team, riding the wave of that lead they have off of this aggressive kill. And things are looking up for the blue team here, who have another Sapper Camp of their own. Rather than look to go immediately to their own Sapper Camp, instead getting a bit of push pressure out here before Zagara can show back up, and the Sappers have successfully made it to the towers. Bot lane being immediately cleared out. Wouldn't surprise me if we see the blue team play Sapper Camp afterwards. And a bit of a duking it out in mid lane. WearyDay and Gotfilth pressuring up onto Ozymandias, forcing out some soul rips, getting a little bit low on mana. Ozymandias forced to go up to the top lane, cover it out. nintorii rotating over to the mid lane to cover out the soak, and those sapper camps have been captured. Both of them now for the blue team. WearyDay getting caught in the rotation, decides against rotating there for now. Unaverted continuing the interference, not letting WearyDay join his team just quite yet, which will be very unfortunate for the red side, who have virtually no hope of stopping these sappers. They've now gone in. Entirety of the red side gate is gone. Move here from the red team. Not going to lead to an actual fight, and the blue team has a significant chance of reaching level 10 during this objective. A little bit too far away for the red team, however, but it looks like both teams are going to be content with just trading them out. You get yours, we'll get ours, and we'll push it to the next objective for when we have our fight. Asmodean Prime, I love it, Merlin. That's actually amazing, I love it. How utterly droll. The level 10 lead continues for the blue team, but not for very long after this. Red team catching up just a touch. Still nearly a full level lead down. Liam rotating into the mid lane here, perhaps signifying the start of the double soak for the blue team. Unaverted barrel rolls forward, looking to pressure out WearyDay. All of the blue team actually in the mid lane for a brief moment in time there. But now moving down. Oh, hold on. The blue team continuing to move as a monolith. Makes an aggressive play down here. HoTcHo unaverted with the flight in. Ironskin forced out on HoTcHo. Frozen Tempest from nintorii. Last rites. Blessed Shield attempted to use for Peel. Blinding Light even, but no. Huge pressure, and oh, that's going to be a Syndragosa even catching Tempest with its tail end. And with this fort completely shut off, blue team is wasting absolutely no time at all in snowballing off of this lead that they've secured off of each kill. AJ Chestnut, thank you for the sub. Twitch Prime, hell yeah. 3 months, baby. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for your support, and welcome back to the band, my friend. Ooh. Conversely, though, on the other hand, the red team taking out the top fort. Bot fort is traditionally considered the strongest of all of the forts on this map. It provides a heavy amount of control over 2 of the objectives and over the ever so important sapper camps, where it's not nearly as much control as afforded from that top fort. But in a pinch, red team looks to make the trade anyway. Easy capture for Hebi extends the lead for the blue team here, as it is now 32-24. Caster math. Caster reading, I guess. Another sapper camp is about to go over to the blue side. Still only about half level lead in favor of the blue team's experience. Entirely anyone's game at this point. Sapper camp going out from Legacy in the top lane. If that makes it all the way to the end of the lane, that will be shots going over onto the blue team core. Tempest getting rooted out, unaverted with the poke. Actually snap Blessed Shield back onto unaverted, but with only 3 members of the red team around and only 1 DPS hero. Perhaps a bit too aggressive, a bit too ambitious in looking for that combo. John Knight, thank you for the hosts. And the shots from the red team did in fact make it in virtually uncontested from Legacy, who drops a Nidus Worm for the mana regeneration. However, the blue team Sappers have also made it in on the other side of the map as well. Liam taking a moment to hearth out here, taking a bit too much damage from Gotfilth Samuro. And the map control continues to be equal number of forts, but bot side in favor of the blue team, not looking to relinquish this lead anytime soon. Continuing to let Liam get the rest of the soak in the rest of the map. Hey, thanks for the raid, John Knight. How was your stream? It gets more difficult as it continues. Liam. Ooh. Spotted out by this creep for a second there. Red team continuing their assault on the bottom fort, but there's no way they'll be able to get this bell tower back in time for this next objective. Likely having to make a rotation soon. Root barely lands onto Tempest. Oh, but not quite enough to finish him off. He will, however, have to back out, giving blue team possibly a lead just going into this next objective here. Blizzard not quite connecting with WearyDay. Porky dropping very low. Mighty Gust from Unaverted buying him some time to escape. It's actually going to be Liam making significant headway on the capture here. Gotfilth looking to interrupt. Shikuchi teleporting forward, buying him just enough distance that he needed. to ensure that this capture will not go over to Liam yet. It was good after the 5 losses. Well, thank you, John Knight. I appreciate it. And we won a game together, you know? So we're good. Ooh. More brawling in the bot lane. WearyDay and Porky duking it out back and forth a little bit here. WearyDay not really taking much damage at all. Liam skating right on past. Blizzard whiffs, absolutely entangling roots onto WearyDay. No follow-up route from nintorii. And this has been a long sequence of interrupts for the Lúcio here tonight. Running right into an Arthas, however. Sound waves in the wrong direction. Gotfilth deciding that that's his cue to leave. And the blue team's dominance continues. However, it is now one bell tower in favor of the red team. Blue team neglecting to take their top fort back at any point during the game, but has lost their grip on the bot fort here. XP lead continues to shrink, now just a small sliver of XP advantage for the blue side team. Hold on a second, Tempest getting caught out. Very, very low barrel roll, hammering. And it's going to be Unaverted picking up the kill onto Tempest. Greymane here, and just as I said that this fort had gone back into the hands of the red team, a summon Sindragosa and an aggressive play ensure that this goes right back where the blue team wants it, into their hands. Liam clearing out the top lane, walking the minions back into the death zone rather than clearing it out himself and taking all that damage. Unaverted with an aggressive flight forward. Last rights onto Legacy. It's going to finish him off. And Ozymandias dropping very low, but not quite out for the count. Unaverted is going to stay here and stall out these sappers. And more aggressive plays in the bot lane, just like we saw last time with sappers. So when sappers went in on both lanes, instead this time sappers actually stalled out in the top lane for the blue team, putting a little bit of defense there now, but still securing them for themselves in the bot lane. nintorii landing a root onto Tempest. Not quite able to follow it up with any damage, however Porky actually never mind making a fool out of me, landing a root and an ice lance. Blizzard goes out onto the wave. A lot of posturing back and forth here, but I don't think any kills are going to happen soon. Blue team, however, is content to just sit here until the cows come home and hold on to that bot fort as long as they'd like. Gotfilth scouting out the top left objective here, but Liam is around. Unaverted getting jumped on in the back, dropping very low. Mighty Gust knocks back both HoTcHo and Gotfilth. Liam finding himself in a very awkward position. Solo Blessed Shield will finish him off. Tempest go for the throw, jumps onto Unaverted, not quite able to take out the chicken. TT, Porky, and Hebi find themselves very slowed by HoTcHo's Subdue. Continuing the pressure, no Blessed Shield, just used to kill Liam after all. Oh, Condemn goes out onto Porky. Zagara auto attacks actually gets interrupted by Hebi, ensuring that Porky will not be able to make it. Caught in an ice block though, likely to go down right after. Gotfilth picking up the kill onto Unaverted's Jaina. And things are actually looking up for the red team right now. 2 kills for Zilch. And WearyDay with an aggressive capture onto the blue side cap. What are these things? Shrines? Towers? I don't know. Shrines? They're shrines that activate towers. That's the deal, yeah. WearyDay now finishing the cap of both of the top objectives. 10 shots going on to the blue team core, bringing it down to 21 health. nintorii, no fear at all, standing right on 3 members of the red team, now backed up by members of his own team. Blessed Shield interfering with the rotation. Unaverted joining the fight. Last rights punishing HoTcHo on that Johanna. Gotfilth retaking the bottom bell tower for the side of the red team. Sam scales, so does Legacy. Interesting. Ozymandias, no fear at all, sitting in the middle of multiple members of the red team, actually going right back into the fray. No last rights for another 24 seconds. Maybe a bit overly eager to jump into the fight. However, actually, he's going to make it out just fine, as he is backed up by Hebi with the Twilight Dream and the Moonfire. And he's heading back to the Hall of Storms to recuperate for a second. Summon Sindragosa, how many times have we seen this? For a 3rd time, I believe. Used on the bottom bell tower to secure another easy capture for the blue team. WearyDay going around the other side. Mid-fort did go over to the red team. maybe a bit of concern for the blue team, but they themselves are significantly advantaged with the more important bot fort and the level 20 advantage for just a little while longer. Heroic Storm talents are going to be a big deal. With that in mind, even with the blue team being down level 20 talents, they are not afraid to send the red team back a little bit. Iron Skin being forced out onto HoTcHo with the Fanaticism stepping forward quite aggressively, or perhaps not Fanaticism, but just a WearyDay's speed boost. Oh, hold on a second. Blessed Shield onto Hebi. Mighty Gust, however. Wind Tunnel from Unaverted saving the day, ensuring Hebi wouldn't get caught out just quite yet. Condemn onto Ozymandias, continuing the chase. Nintorii stepping into the fray as well. Gotfilth attempting to finish off the kill onto Hebi. Walks into the extremely well-placed entangling roots. Unaverted continuing the chase now. Gotfilth swaps out. Ooh, last rights onto him is going to finish him off, and that's the first casualty at this fight. Unaverted aggressive barrel roll forward here. Fights happening in two different fronts. Oh, Nintorii dropping very low, and it's now 1-for-1 for both teams here. Twilight Dream onto Greymane, and Ozymandias will join it. 2-for-2 now for both teams, still even in the death toll. HoTcHo dropping very low, walks right through the blizzard. Iron Skin, however, is going to ensure he's going to be okay for now. And Malthael has returned to Liam, utilizing No One Can Stop Death at level 20. 2-for-1 in favor of the blue team. Ozymandias chasing forward. Red team nowhere really to go right now. Oh, WearyDay deftly avoiding the entangling roots. Legacy dropping very low. HoTcHo finishing off Unaverted on Jaina once again. 3 members alive on each side as Legacy is getting absolutely stuck by that wind tunnel. Nowhere to go. WearyDay finding themselves in a similarly awkward position, attempting a desperate escape, but just gets taken out in the end by the death zone of all things. Blue team looking to finish off this game. Last rights onto HoTcHo, not quite finishing him. HoTcHo recognizing that they must do literally anything they can to stall out this game. But this is over. Blue team capping it out, and Hebi sends the red team packing.